Hello and welcome back. If you're new to the channel and you want to not only perplex up your Heroclix IQ, but also outwit the competition, make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button and also the little bell notification so that you're sure to not miss anything. Today we are going to be doing a couple little things. I know it's Super Bowl Sunday and a lot of people are anxious to get that underway. But what we're going to do here is I realized that I hadn't picked Patreon winners for the month of December. And I also needed to pick for January, so we're going to draw two winners for that. So we're going to screencast the drawings for that. And then we are going to do a brief ranking of X-Men Xavier School for Sealed. I noticed a lot of WizKids Open, at least the ones within 200 miles of me, are all sealed events, and I think that's what a lot of people are going to be doing. So I think it's important to rank these in sealed, and then I'm going to have a separate video ranking X-Men Xavier School for constructed. I think it's going to be important to do them as two separate things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start screencasting here, so that or screen sharing, so that you guys can see what I'm going to be doing. And but before we do that, we're going to go ahead. This is a list of the patrons that are eligible for this month. Excuse the handwriting. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to switch over to sharing my screen. Little Inception type thing there. And so now what we're going to do, let me make sure my microphone, okay, there we go. So now what we're going to do is I have 5 patrons right now, so we're just on random.org. I'm going to hit it 3 times, and whoever number comes up for that is going to be the winner. And what we're doing is we're giving away a set of Mr. Clicksflix dice to each winner. So you'll get 2 dice, and that's what both people are going to receive. So let's go ahead and get this going. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so number 5 is Mike Kroner. So he'll be receiving 1 set of Mr. Clicksflix dice. Go ahead and send me a message on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Patreon. I'll also post this on the Patreon page so that they know they won. And I will send free to you a set of Mr. Clicksflix dice. So we're going to go ahead and do the second winner. And if it's Mike again, we'll make sure it's somebody else. So we're going to hit it 3 times again. 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is Semper Clicks. So Semper Clicks won our Super Nintendo Classic giveaway, so it looks like he's winning a set of Mr. Clicksflix dice also. So Semper Clicks, go ahead and send me a message so that I can send you the dice, because I didn't save your thing. If you guys want to get in on the Patreon giveaways for as little as $1, you can get in on Patreon. And I do stuff every month. The more patrons we get, the bigger the prizes can be. I'm not looking to really pocket too much of this money. I'm just, basically making it so we can have some cool giveaways and stuff like that. And I'm also running a free giveaway right now in the Mr. Clicksflix Facebook group. So go in the description of this video, go to that group, and I'm giving away Dyson token pack from the Mighty Thor set. But I'm also have some stretch goals in there of if 300 people enter, I'll throw in a booster of of X-Men Xavier School, and if 500 people enter, then I will also, in addition to that, toss in a Fast Forces from X-Men Xavier School, the first class one. So we'll have 3 separate winners for that. Drawing will be, I think I said the 15th on there. It's either the 14th or 15th. Check in the comments of that Facebook post. It says there what the date is. And so that is all that's going on with there. Like I said, Facebook group is doing a giveaway there too. So that'll be pretty cool. So next thing we're going to do is just a brief thing. We are at HC Realms in their units section. we're looking at X-Men Xavier School, and we're going to talk about these in sealed because, like I said, it looks like pretty much everywhere within my quote-unquote area is going to be doing sealed for their WizKids Open. So I'm going to go ahead and just give them a quick ranking, or just a yay or nay if you pull them in sealed. There's a couple things that are must plays. I will point those out when we get there, but for right now, we're going to talk about, what you might want to play or automatically rule out. So we have this Cyclops. It's the first class one. Modifies damage until your next turn. Pensai. This guy's okay. He's got running shot. Move and attack seems to be the premium in this set, so the running shot's kind of a big deal. Fairly low attack value and damage value though, so not your first round draft. Then we have this Marvel Girl number 2. She has TK. When Marvel Girl uses it as an object attack, modify either attack or increase damage +1. Again, not a fabulous figure. Next thing we're going to talk about is Beast. He has Leap Climb. When he uses to move 4 or less squares after resolution, he can make a close attack, and he has Outwit. I actually like this one. He also has the X Factor trait, so when he rolls dice, he gets +1 damage for each 5, and those came up a lot for me in the sealed pre-release tournament that I did. Videos to come on that. I'm finishing up editing them now, but he also has Outwit. I think somebody to at least consider. Next thing is this Iceman. He has Pulse Wave. Not a lot of characters have Pulse Wave in this set, so that's good. He also still has that X Factor trait, so that's good. Ex-trainees, ex-students, unless you need the points, I'd avoid them. Moira McTaggart, she has the Headmaster trait, which you hopefully will get a lot out of in this set. So she basically has Leadership and Perplex for other people with the X-Men keyword. Pretty much everybody has X-Men keyword in this set. So we get a lot out of that. Probably not going to be able to make use of the ID card, but the Leadership and Perplex alone is worth it. And then what I would do is just push her to click 2 so that you have Leadership, Perplex, and Outwit for 25 points. She's not quite a must-play, but she's really good. The Prime Moira McTaggart I would try to avoid in sealed unless you're playing in a Battle Royale. Battle Royale, she's sick. She can, once you start getting a lot of figures KO'd, she's basically a pick-a-power at that point, and she's phenomenal. If you pull her in sealed, I mean, she's not terrible, but I'd rather run, if I have my choices, I'd run the non-prime version before. But she does have full dial Perplex, so that's not bad. Artie is terrible. Husk is terrible. The Cuckoos aren't bad because they have stop clicks. But Mindy Cuckoo's probably my favorite out of them. Just because she has Psychic Blast, so she's able to get past some stuff. So there's that. Sync is okay. Choose a friendly character within range that's chosen a standard power. Now the trouble is there's not a ton of figures in this set that choose a standard power. So he's not going to be fabulous for sealed. There are a couple, but not a ton. So I would avoid him. Anole is just not very good. Then we have Hellion, who's good. He has Leadership and 2 TKs. That's all you need to know about him. He's fabulous. And when he rolls a 10 or more, damage dealt by that attack's penetrating, which is good. He's just a nice little support figure. Rusty, I poo-pooed on until I had him on my team. He's actually not bad in sealed, especially this first click with Running Shot, Psychic Blast. And, whenever you give your opponent this at the beginning of their turn, they take 1 penetrating damage. That actually came up a lot for KOing people. So I liked Rusty a lot. Not my first overall pick for sealed, but not terrible. Skids is good considering a lot of characters in this set felt like they had a 17 or 16 attack to share defense. I wouldn't pick her first, but if you have the points to spare, she's not bad. Then we have Mystique. She is shape change if Mystique is adjacent to an opposing character. She can't be attacked by non-adjacent characters. So you need to kind of throw to the wolves a little bit. That 17 defense isn't going to hold up too well. Not my favorite. I prefer ranged figures. If you pull her, you can do stuff with her, but not my favorite. Then we have 50-point X-Men First Class Beast. He has Quake. When he uses it, either modify attack or increase damage by +1. Charge single target Quake's actually pretty decent now. For 50 points, he's okay. I know I just said about not picking up close figures, but he's actually not bad. Close combat figures. This Iceman, he's not that great. I mean the end cap with the triple the end cap isn't bad. But he wouldn't be my first pick. Now in constructed, he's a little better. Then we have this Cyclops. He's fabulous. If you have him, he's not quite a must play, but he's just below must play. That 11 attack is huge. The sidestep's not great, but he's got a 7 range, and it seems like most people in this set have a 5 or a 6, so he's able to outrange a lot of people. And again, he's got that X Factor trait. Jean Grey is not bad. A little squishy, but she's got TK. There's cheaper TK and better TK to be had for the 60 points. But if you need TK and she's all you got, not terrible. And the leadership helps keeps action tokens off. Then we have Cypher. And if you can play him at his full points, I wouldn't worry right now in sealed about just playing him at his lower points. Because he has a stop click, which is stop invincible. Cypher can't be healed above this click for the rest of the game. Most characters in this set aren't going to be able to overcome the invincible. Plus, he has shape change. He's going to be a pretty good headache for most opponents. Then we have Karma. She's pretty terrible for sealed. Magneto's good for 50 points with the TK. He also has the Headmaster, so you get TK leadership outwit. I would say most Headmasters in this set, I don't want to say all because I'm thinking there's one in here, but if you see this Headmaster trait, it's pretty much a must play, at least at the 50-point line, because you get whatever it is they offer plus leadership and perplex. So there's that. Magneto Prime is really good in sealed because you get +1 attack and damage basically the entire game, because everybody in this set either has New Mutants or X-Men keywords. He will take damage if your dice rolls aren't cooperating. If you knock somebody out, that's okay. Leech and sealed I would avoid unless you really need the outwit. Mercury is in that, you see like me skipping over Leech like that. That's why he's going to be really good in constructed, but sealed it's kind of meh. Then we have Mercury, who is okay, not great. That's all. Jubilee is 5 squares to make a close attack. That's pretty good. These Generation Xers are pretty good about that. Like, they basically have built-in move and attack. Energy Explosion, when she does, you can modify attack and defense -1 until your next turn. That could be cool. I don't know that she's going to break anybody with that. Mondo, with his defense, is pretty good. Again, wouldn't be my first pick, but that defenses seem to be at a premium in this set, so that might be something good to pick. The Battle Fury on this guy makes me not love him, but he does have invuln up front, and he does have the Generation X trait, which is also good, and Blades, Claws, Fangs. If you pull him, he's not a must play, but if you need a close attacker, that's something. Skin has plasticity and giant reach, and also the Generation X trait and shape change, so he's not bad. At 50 points, he's a lot better. So then we have Surge, which is beginning your turn, choose hypersonic speed, or she has a range value 6. Now, hypersonic speed's at a premium in this set, so I'd say you really have to heavily consider playing this figure if you pull her. Ouya hits 2 or more characters with range attack after resolution, deal 1 penetrating damage to 1 and give the other one an action token. that can be a pretty big deal. 60 points is a little expensive, but somebody to consider. This Kitty Pride is... she has Headmaster trait, so that automatically makes her somebody that you have to, at the very least, consider heavily on playing. Plus, she has Precision Strike there. Angel has Precision Strike, Flight with a massive 12 movement, which not a lot of characters in this thing have. And that's about it. For 50 points, he's not bad. Not fabulous, but not bad. Plus, he can carry people. Storm, when you pull her, is a must-play. She can carry 3 characters if they have the X-Men keyword. Plus, she has Leadership and Perplex. Plus, she has TK. Plus, she ends with Pulse Wave. She's just a great figure all around. Has a 6 range, which is seems to be the average in this set. Darwin, don't play him unless you have to use up the points in sealed. Nobody really picks too many powers in this set, so it's going to be a waste of 35 points in my opinion. Wolverine, all new Wolverine. She has the Jonathan Pog, and she's okay for 100 points, nothing great. If you have 100 points that you have to use, I guess use her if you don't have anything else. Headmaster Professor X at 75 points. I probably wouldn't play. At 50 points, 100% I'm playing him to get Leadership, Perplex, Outwit. Just going to do it. Prime Professor X is... he spawns these tokens. 90 points feels a little bit much for him. This Magic is a must-play. When you pull her, she can carry 3 characters regardless of keywords, and that's really big, so you can basically do whatever you want with your team. She has Blades, Claws, Fangs, and she gets these Corrupt tokens, but it doesn't matter unless you pull the super rare version of her. And she has this thing to be able to heal 1 click if she is adjacent to another new mutant at the beginning of your turn, so that's pretty good. Sprite isn't bad. 18 defense is a little high for this set, which is a reason enough to consider. She's only 50 points, has charge and exploit weakness, and she also has this phasing special on her attack when she moves through 1 or more opposing characters after resolution, and once per turn you may roll a d6, 5 through 6, give 1 of those characters an action token. Good enough. That's pretty decent there. Banshee isn't terrible. It's up to you if you want to play him at 50 or 75. I like the 75 actually a little bit more, which is weird for me because I almost always like the lower point values better, but he's one of the only figures in the set that starts with Running Shot Pulse Wave. He also has enhancement, but when you have Pulse Wave, that's not normally something you really want. Chamber isn't great. He has poison, which is good, especially when you consider not every figure in this set has a reducer, so that's something. Plus, he has the Generation X thing, but he kind of gets hurt that it's a close attack instead of ranged, since he has ranged-based powers. M is a must-play when you pull her because she has hypersonic speed. She has invincible. She has Indom. At the beginning of your turn, an opposing character without wit. If an opposing character used Outwit since your last turn, M can use Outwit until your next turn. At the beginning of your turn, if an opposing character used Perplex since your last turn, M can use Perplex until your next turn. A lot of those Headmaster figures have Perplex and Outwit, so she's probably going to get to use it. That hypersonic speed, there's only, I think, 3 or 4 figures in the whole set that have hypersonic. So you basically have to play her. I wouldn't worry about her lower point value at all and sealed at 50 points. Just play her, play her at 90. And again, a lot of these, constructed is totally different. This is just for sealed. We got Icarus here. Flight. I'd skip over him. Rock Slide is really good. He has toughness, invulnerability, next to hindering terrain, impervious, but only if he's adjacent to a piece of blocking terrain. Beginning of your turn, if Rock Slide is adjacent to a piece of blocking terrain, heal him 1 click. This guy's hard to get through. He's a great damage absorber for 70 points. Brew starts off with at 50 points, a couple clicks outwit, then he gets some crazy stuff where he gets stop click, battle fury, exploit, weakness. He's got 2 clicks of that, so you're definitely going to have to deal with those. It's a niche thing. I'd have to see what the rest of your pack was, but I'd say consider him. Also, at 25 points, if you really need the outwit, I'd consider him for that too. Gold balls spawning the light objects is fun, but I don't see a place for it. Prodigy has outwit at 30 points and support, so if that's 2 powers you think you're going to need. But other than that, there's not enough pickup powers to worry about picking, worrying about his knowledge sponge thing. It's just not going to happen. Fat, again, absorbs a lot of damage. Giant reach, remove a headline token if you do. Giant reach times 2 of the X. Just increases defense. Not terrible. Professor Dreamer, leave him in their pack. Magneto Realist is he's good enough to be your main attacker within the set. And especially if you can do that +1 to all friendly characters, so that you get them up to that 12 attack, and you can attack with them, and then everybody else gets an increased attack. This guy is one of the figures. It's a must play if you play him, if you pull him. Angel's good. Has that X Factor trait again, which we all love. Financial backer, free, choose an adjacent friendly character with the X Factor keyword. If that character has 1 action token, heal it 1 click. If it has 2 action tokens, remove 1. This is good if you get that him with that X Factor Cyclops, which you're probably going to get. Fabulous. We're going to go ahead and pick up this speed here because we got the Super Bowl starting and everybody wants to go watch. So Cyclops super rare, 50 points or don't play him. Headmaster trait makes him a must play. Same thing with Wolverine. I think this is one of the only figures where you consider playing him at 150, but Headmaster trait means you at least need to play him at one of those 2. You can't leave him in your pack. Gateway is great if you have a bunch of low point figures. Probability control is at a premium in this set. I would say he's a must play in this set. Old Man Logan is a pretty good figure here. Very high for within the set. Attack values. Defense is solid. Dust is a must play. Kid Gladiator full points is a must play in this set. One of the only figures with hypersonic speed. Nobody in the set has a high enough point value to outwit anything. If you win this, if you get this guy outside of the couple other figures that we said with hypersonic speed, you're going to walk to victory. This one, Magic 58, I wouldn't worry about playing her unless you get the other one. Headmaster Emma Frost, just for the Headmaster trait. White Queen, again, Headmaster trait. Venus de Milo, running shot, Psychic Blast is always a good combo, but at 85 points she's a little expensive. And then the chases, I would only worry about Cyclops at either point value. Iceman's a must play. Jean Grey at 90 points, I'd say is almost a must play. And Mr. Sinister's okay, but not great. Alright guys, so go ahead and tell me what you thought of this stuff, what you thought of my opinions going into this. And make sure to check back for that constructed review of this set. As always, please remember that it's always critical miss if you don't have probability control.